my banker.
What? You have a banker? What the Hyper Talkative.
Oh God, Ruby.
Hey
guys.
everybody.
Welcome to episode 35 of Hyper Talkative Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
3 to the 5, baby. We're back for March. Happy March 1st.
Happy March 1st.
That's insane. February
Ew.
literally flew by.
Yeah.
Like January took forever. February said snap.
I'm going to take forever. And it's a leap year.
And it's a leap year.
I should be ready to move on from
Hope
February.
you all
and I'm
celebrated.
not. Yeah, happy
leap
day after
year.
leap day.
Hope everybody's leap day was great, and I hope that your March is off to a great start. But you know it is because there's
You're
a new
listening
episode
to this right
of Hyper
now,
Talkative
so it
Podcast,
is off to a great start.
Yeah. Shall we take it away with our
Yeah.
random question to start the show?
We're just going to
so
get
you
right
guys
into
can,
it.
Get to know us a little bit better. Because some of you might not know us in person. We've got some fans out there in other states that we've never met. And
we love you.
We love you, and we think that you're the coolest people ever.
Facts.
And so we want you to get to know us so that we can be friends.
Yes. All right. We only have 4 questions
We'll have to
left
put a
from the
new poll
fans,
up
so we'll have to
soon.
put up a new poll.
Yeah.
Pick a number 1 through 4.
3.
Okay. Reed Donnelly asks, green apple Skittle or lime Skittle? Which I'm pretty sure this was a thing where they changed green apple Skittle to
I didn't
lime.
even know green apple Skittle was a thing.
Or vice versa. Wait, I'm going to look it up.
I have only known the green Skittle as lime.
Okay, I got the Skittles lore. So green apple replaced the lime in the United States in April 2001. So we've never
April 2001?
Yeah.
I've been thinking that I've been eating lime this whole time.
What's that? That's the Mandela effect or whatever that.
This is insane.
I think
I was born and Skittles said, "Get out of here,
lime. Bring on green apple.
Bring on green apple."
My answer to the question though is apple.
I'm gonna say lime
because you thought it was
thought
lime.
I've been eating lime. You know what it is? No, I'm getting lime and lemon like mixed up in my head.
Wait, yeah.
Because the yellow is lemon, and to me, it's like they're the same flavor. Can I just say like the red and purple ones?
I don't eat Skittles enough
I
for
don't
me
eat
to have
Skittles
a very
either.
strong opinion on this, but I recognize that some people do.
I can't tell you the last time I
So-
ate a Skittle.
Right.
I'll tell you what I do like: Nerd gummy clusters.
Those are better.
Those
when
are
given the choice
insane.
between lime or green apple Skittle, we will choose nerd
clusters because I don't think I've ever voluntarily eaten a Skittle in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So thanks, Reed, for your question. Sorry we couldn't give you a better answer.
We're just not big Skittle gals.
No.
Great question though. Thank you so much.
I prefer green M&Ms. Lime flavored M&Ms. Anyways.
Oh, and by the way, my name is Georgea.
Oh, and I'm Ruby.
If you're new here.
We forgot to do that.
The format of this show, if you are new here or if you forgot in between the last couple of weeks, basically we start every show with a random word from our random word generator.
At wordcounter.net.
Then we use that as a starting point in our conversation.
We talk, we yap, we chat.
And we see where the conversation ends up.
Exactly, which if you know us, that's our catchphrase. Let's see where we end up. So that's how the show works, and we are ready to get randomly generating. Let us see what the word for episode 35 is. Drum roll, please.
Bike. Okay,
Ooh.
let me put my computer down.
Oh.
I was literally just talking to my friend Hunter Lohman, to our friend Hunter Lohman.
Yeah,
In the sentence my, because you weren't present at the time.
Okay.
We were just talking about riding bikes, and I am not very athletic. He said, you know what he goes, would you go to the gym? He goes, would you go to the gym and ride the bike with me?
Ew.
And I said, what?
Stationary bikes are the worst.
It was just like really, there was probably more context, but that's the only thing I remember. And I said, no.
You will only catch me riding a bike if it's a real bike.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the point if you're not going somewhere?
Sorry, Hunter. But I then said, you know what? I actually have this urge to ride a bike. And I texted my dad.
I have one.
And I said, could I ride it?
Yeah.
I texted my dad. I said, do I have a bike in the garage? He said, yeah, but it's not in good condition. And I said, that makes sense. I haven't ridden it in 10 years. But like, I used to go on bike rides frequently as a child.
You give me don't know how to ride a bike vibes.
Are you serious?
Like, I could see you being like, I don't know how to ride a bike.
Shows what you know. I was a bike rider.
You were a biker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I rode my bike so much when I was younger. Here's the thing about me. I don't live in a neighborhood.
No.
I live
on a road.
On a road. So see if you can find my address. Just kidding. I live on a road, and so there really weren't a lot of people around. But me and the one girl who lived down the street, who we were family friends with, we would go on bike rides with her, and my siblings would sometimes come, usually Alex, because Emily
does not give me bike
she
rider
doesn't
vibes.
No and my cousin Bailey. We would all just go on bike rides around like our little town.
Yeah.
And
I love riding bikes.
Me too.
I don't ride them here because like where I live is on a main road also.
Yeah.
So like to get anywhere I would have to go on the main road,
right.
and I just don't trust myself to bike ride next
scary.
to cars.
Also, like if you bike on the side of the road, I have beef with you.
Yeah, I am anti-bicyclists.
Bike on the sidewalk, not on the side of the road.
Like, especially when they just think that they're above the law.
And they do.
They will not stop at red lights. Mm-mm. They will turn when you're not allowed to turn on red.
They'll bike in the lane.
I hate when they're
in the driving lane.
In the car lane.
Yep.
I'm like, no, you made a fuss. We made you bike lanes.
Yep.
Get in them.
Use them.
And stop being a jerk.
Literally stay in your lane.
Literally.
The bike lane. Or bike on the side, like find a sidewalk. If there isn't a sidewalk, don't bike there.
And all of Lancaster City is becoming bike lanes. And it's confusing because they add these bike lanes, but then I don't know. And I think that they're parking because they used to be parking.
Oh.
Even on my dad's street, you used to just be able to park right along the curb. All of a sudden, I pull up and I have to park in the goddamn middle of the street because there's a bike lane. I've never seen one biker there.
Don't park here. You'll get hit by a bike.
Oh, my God.
There's bike lanes in New York, obviously, and that was one of
I could never bike ride in New York.
That would be let's talk about that. That would be terrible.
Death wish.
But that was the biggest, like, not adjustment.
Yeah.
But, like, my ass would be standing in the bike lane, and then someone would go, Georgia, you're in the bike lane. They'll run you over too.
Oh, yeah.
So Emily would be like, Georgia, and then I'd
themselves.
move, and then they'd go, and I'd be like, all right, but what if I didn't move and you just ran into me?
Then you
on
would
your
get
bike?
some money. Well, probably not.
I don't
you
think
were in the
so.
bike
Right, it would be
lane.
my fault because I was in the bike lane, but that was just
I really like to bike at the beach.
okay.
Like that because beach towns are made for biking. My cousins live in Lewis, Delaware, and there are paths everywhere. Jake has a house down in New Jersey, down the shore, and when we go down there, we bike everywhere, and it's so nice. Like, I love biking at the beach. Here, not as much.
You give beach bike. I give stranger things, small town bike.
Neighborhood bike. That is so true. Oh my God.
What kind of biker are you?
Yeah, comment down below what biker are you?
Are you a city biker? We don't like you. No. Are you a city biker? A suburban biker? Or a beach biker?
Beach biker. I'm a beach biker. My mom and dad are a biker and a surfer from Teen Beach Movie. And they had me, a beach biker. Sorry, that was really niche.
Different kind of biker.
I have a traumatic bike story.
You do?
Yeah. My dad and I decided to go camping when I was little.
So it's not going to be traumatic?
Well, I mean, it was at the time.
All right.
And we were like, let's go on a camping trip together. So we packed everything up. We packed our bikes. We were like, let's go. And my mom was like, do you have a first aid kit? And my dad was like, no, we won't need a first aid kit. And we get there and we're hanging out and we start biking around the campsite. And I wipe out and my knee is open, gashed, bleeding. Ugh. And my dad was like, crap, we don't have a first aid kit. And we had to drive to a grocery store in the middle of like
And you're bleeding
outside.
out.
And I'm bleeding out. I almost lost my life on that
Alright,
camping
maybe
trip.
not. I did that once, also on a camping trip.
Oh.
But I like hit the brakes too quickly on my bike and
Oh.
flew over the handlebars and
Yeah.
like slid.
Oh!
And I like had I like was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm gonna have rib damage. I literally
No.
didn't. I think I was just
The one
4
time
and
in my
dramatic.
old neighborhood, I was riding my bike to our friend Alyssa and Andrew's house. And you know those driveways in like neighborhoods that have like, there's like that like thing along the end of the road. It's like, it like dips like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like not really a curb, but like over driveways. And there's like a
Uh-huh.
little lip. So there's
Yeah.
like a bump into
Yeah.
the driveway. And I didn't know. And I'm going down this hill full speed. And I get to their driveway and I go over and everything in my basket flew out.
You would have a basket on your bike.
I did. And I
Beach
had this
basket
little
biker girl.
like foam rabbit named Petra.
Petra?
And I brought her and I had a DVD. I don't remember what movie it was that I was bringing to
Cat
their
in the Hat,
house.
probably.
No.
Okay.
And everything flew out of the basket when I went over the bump. Like literally slow motion, like flying.
Was Petra okay?
Petra was okay.
Thank God.
I wonder where she is. That was the best summer ever.
We'll
The
have the best summer
Second Teen Beach
ever.
movie reference.
Wheels and waves, surf and shades.
That was the summer that I went to summer camp. And I don't know if did you ever go to a summer camp?
Yeah, just once.
This one like wasn't like a sleepaway camp.
Right.
This was just like if your
Day
parents
camp.
work,
Yeah,
you go to this park.
that's what I did.
Yeah. It was so fun. Like I loved it.
What age were you?
I was probably 5th grade.
Okay.
So it was me and my sister and Alyssa and Andrew, who are like our siblings basically, that were our neighbors, and we've like grown up together. And they had gone originally, so we had gone, they had like bring a friend day, so we would go for that. But then the one summer my mom was working, and so we went to, it was epic, down at Mountville Park. Oh my God.
There's
so
just
many
something
good
about
memories.
summer camp.
And the radio, they always had the radio playing, and I have
Yeah.
a Spotify playlist called Point of View.
Oh.
Charlie, you find Charlie the lightning bug, because there was this lightning bug that was out during the day,
Charlie.
and we named it Charlie, and then we lost him, and we literally had everybody in camp looking around. We put up posters. We were like, Charlie, where are you?
You put up posters for the lightning bug?
Never
Okay.
saw him again. So, but I have that playlist that's all the music. It was like On the Floor by J-Lo, I Want to Go by Britney Spears, Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga.
I'm on the edge.
Like the best era of music was the soundtrack to that summer. I'm getting emotional just
Yeah,
thinking about
wow.
it.
There's just
Really good
something to
times.
be said about like summer camp and summer when you were younger.
Yeah.
I went to summer camp for like a week. I didn't love it.
Oh.
I hated dodgeball,
Oh.
and I was very quiet at the time.
Really?
Yes.
You were quiet.
Yes.
I didn't know that a time
Before-
ever existed.
I think like I'm more of not quiet. I was shy. It took a little to crack
To crack
me.
you open.
Yeah.
To see the
This
yolk
was
on the inside of the shell.
Yeah, this was in elementary school, but I would kick ass in Mancala, the marble game.
I love
I was
that.
pretty good at it.
I thought it was Mancala. That's what I've always called it.
I call it Mancala. I'm probably wrong.
I think so, but that's okay. I love that game.
I also worked at a pool.
I always forget this. This is just the like most random
lore.
Georgia lore. You weren't a lifeguard, right?
No,
Because I would not trust you to save
guys,
lives.
literally, it's actually so funny.
Oh wait, you worked concessions.
I can't be a lifeguard because I'm a terrible swimmer.
Yeah.
That is also like Georgia lore. Like,
I am too.
I have a swimming pool. You put me in a pool, I'm fine. As long as
You asked me to swim anywhere.
like I can't be in the deep end for a very long. You know what I mean? Like I can tread water,
I
not
don't
for
like
long. I need to touch the
being in the deep
bottom.
end.
But I'm so bad at swimming. I was in the lowest group for swim class in high school. Like I'm
Yeah.
comically bad.
We've talked about this, but I still can't believe you had swim class in high school. Like that's insane to me.
That's terrible.
That sounds like hell.
It was. But I worked at concessions And that also, like, it's just, like, the epitome of summer. Like, low-key, the summer I worked at Mechanicsburg Area Community Pool was, like, the best summer
It's giving,
ever.
like, Stranger Things summer.
It is. And it's just, like, we would sit in the back and, like, it's a bunch
Mess around.
Just, like, high schoolers. We would
Yeah.
eat the food and make
Yeah.
slushies and, like, dance.
Like, that sounds so fun.
And then I remember the one time I had to go around with, like, a trash can on wheels. This sounds like some movie shit.
Literally.
I had to go around with the trash can on wheels and pick up people's like trash.
Oh.
I remember one time I got to be on water slide duty.
Ooh.
And I got to tell kids when they could go down.
That is crazy.
So that was the closest I ever got to being a lifeguard. I don't really think I have any huge lifeguard stories. But it is funny. This is actually random, but not random. It's really not. It's relevant. My banker.
What? You have a banker? What the My financial advisor, my stockbroker.
No, like, don't you, like, when you get your credit card or debit card set up for the first time, you go to the bank and you talk to someone?
Yeah, I don't remember who that was. It was like 8 years ago.
I remember very well.
I can tell.
So I needed to get a debit card set up so when I made money at the pool, I could put it on my debit card. And so, but also, little sidetrack, the first thing I bought with my first ever paycheck was a movie ticket. So some things never change. Incredibles 2.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, my banker, the guy who helped me set up my first debit card.
That came out in like 2018.
Yeah.
I guess you would have been 16 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was my first job.
Yeah.
Anyways, my banker, I forget his name. Dang it.
Martin.
I'll just call him
Banker.
We'll call him Marty. So my banker Marty, my dad and I went to the bank to set up my debit card, and he was very fun, and he was like,
Marty or your dad?
Marty.
Okay.
Also my dad probably, but it was me and Marty, and my dad was sitting behind there.
Third wheeling.
Yeah. And Marty was like, you're setting up your first debit card, like, this is huge. Did you get a job? And I said, yeah, like, I'm gonna be working at the pool this summer. And he was like, oh my God, like, no way, that's so exciting. Like, have fun. And he was just, like, very sweet. And he was like, you're gonna, like, sell Choco Tacos. And I was like, yeah, Marty, I am.
That's epic.
Whatever. He was just a fun guy. And then my dad ran into him this summer.
No way.
And was like,
did he remember you?
Yes. What? He was like,
do most people have a relationship with their banker like this?
But he was like, what's Georgia up to? Is she still working at the pool selling Choco Tacos?
What? No way.
And my dad was like, no, like,
no way.
She's in New York, like, working at CNN. And he was like, wow. But he literally saw Marty out in the wild.
That
and,
is
like, he recognized my dad.
That
and was
he
like,
remembered you.
How's Georgia? Does she still work at the pool? Imagine if my dad said, yeah. Yeah,
That's
I've been working at the pool for 5 years.
That is insane. What? I can't even tell you if it was a man or a woman when I got mine.
Get yourself a Marty.
Wow.
I remember, like, thinking when I worked at the pool, I was like, I'm so lame. If I saw someone from school right now, I think I would die.
Yeah.
But I think
feel
that's
like those
the
people are
vibe.
cool. Like,
Thank you.
down at the beach,
Me?
the people that,
Thanks.
the people that are, like, working, like, on the beach, I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, but that's at the beach.
Okay.
Mine was my hometown pool. Like, that's,
Okay.
I don't think that's very cool.
If it makes you feel better, my sister and I, when we took swim lessons, we thought that our swim instructor was the coolest girl in the world. She looked like Vanessa Hudgens. Well, I know you didn't.
You said if it makes you feel any better, like this lifeguard I had once was cool.
And her name was Marissa.
What about like someone who sold you
wow.
pretzels? You ever been
maybe
like
not
she's
as
cool?
not as much.
Yeah, that's
Have
fine.
you ever been to the Jersey beaches and seen the people that push around the fudgy wudgy trucks?
No.
That is a moment.
You think they're cool?
No,
Oh.
I actually don't. So apologies if anyone that. So I just think
So you actually you just lied because
Yeah.
you don't think concession workers are cool.
as I spoke through it,
yeah.
I feel like I don't I respect
That's
everyone.
Hey, and that's fine. I didn't actually like. I never said that I want you to say that I was.
I just
cool.
hope that no concession worker is watching this right now.
There's one
think that
sitting
you're
right
cool.
across from you, though.
I think that you guys are great and you do hard work and you really support
Ruby
me.
hates concession stand workers. She hates them. Cancel her.
I always tip well. Even if you're just handing me chicken tenders that have already been boxed, I still tip you.
That's funny.
I hate when you're at somewhere and they don't do anything and it comes on the screen. Tip?
Yeah.
Tip 25%?
We talked about this too.
We did?
Yeah.
I can't keep track.
I worked at the pool and then I worked at a haircut place.
So I always forget about that
guys,
too.
like I don't understand.
That's so
I don't
weird.
understand like what I have so much like lore that's just
Georgia
like
said-
Georgia, what? Like what do you mean you worked at a
Georgia
hair
said,
salon?
Pick the
You
most random job. You have
You
never
d-
been to
I
cosmetology school.
Guys, I need to explain. I didn't cut the hair. Someone out there is thinking that I cut their hair. I didn't. So
she didn't.
I
What were you, a
worked-
secretary?
I worked at Sharky's Cuts for Kids, which is a kids hair salon where they cut your hair in like a
race
kids-
cars?
Yeah, like a kids
I
race
always
car,
wanted to go
which
to
is
one.
like so cool. And I worked as the front desk attendant
Okay.
and the salon assistant, which means I swept up hair and
That's
got
how
to
Jaina
paint
started.
nails. The difference is Jaina like loves. She is a licensed cosmetologist,
Yes.
and that is her dream.
Yes.
I don't know why I was there. I had
No.
no business being there.
How did you come to get this job?
Because as a kid I went to Sharky's. I went there once for a birthday party. So
A birthday party at a hair cutting place?
yeah.
Oh, did they
do
like
a fashion show? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty fun. I think
But
I went to one like that.
I
actually.
was so good that they gave me a key to the place.
How old were you?
17.
And you had a key to Sharky's?
I had a key to Sharky's Cuts for Kids. So
That's
I would work on
insane.
Saturday and I would just open the place up.
That's
They trusted me.
I'm not gonna lie. I have always wanted to be a secretary.
You should work at Sharky's. I wasn't like a
Like,
secretary though.
I'm
I answered
not
the
saying
phone
you were.
and like
I
booked
have always
appointments.
That's a secretary, Georgia.
I didn't respond to emails.
Were emails a thing back then? I'm just.
In 2017, 18, yeah. 19.
19?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it was not.
But yes, you were a
2019. It was
secretary.
2018. Yeah. Yeah, I was a secretary that painted nails.
Yeah. And look, I've just always I think it would be fun just like answering phone calls and scheduling people and doing that.
You're very organized, so that makes sense.
Like I think that I could like do it really well.
Yeah.
But I think that the time has passed. I don't think I'll ever get to live out my dream of being a secretary.
If you ever want like a part-time gig, you could always work at Sharky's Cuts for Kids in
Okay,
the Carlisle
that's
Pike.
good to know.
They're still open.
I'll send them my resume.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, you have no secretary experience. I'm gonna be like, but you hired my 17-year-old friend.
Yeah.
So
Use me as a reference. I'm sure the owner
Okay.
still knows who I am.
I'll be like, Georgia
It was
Hall.
actually like he'd go, yeah, she still has the key.
I'm going
I
to go to your
don't."
bank and be like, Marty, Georgia Hall.
Choco Taco. You'll do a
Give
whole
me a credit
Georgia
card.
tour. You can go to the Mechanicsburg area
The
community pool
pool.
and see Sooo.
Did people call it the Mac?
Nope.
I feel like you should have. Instead of saying the
Maybe.
Mechanicsburg area community pool.
Maybe.
Oh, wait.
The
It wouldn't
Mac
be Mac.
One time my dad picked me up from the pool in his fire truck too. I remember that.
That
And
is
I was like,
cool. That
What's
is
going
cool.
on?
That's cool kid
But
status.
Sharky's low-key like was kind of not awesome because it's a kid's hair salon.
Yeah.
Kids don't like getting their hair cut.
No.
Kids scream.
Yeah.
So I low-key like went crazy working
Well,
there.
it was probably, the best form of birth control is working at a kid's haircut
Yes.
place.
Yeah. Now I got beef with children.
Or doing anything that children are involved in.
Right.
But we support all kids.
We love kids. But as long as I can give them back.
Yeah.
After that, I had normal jobs. I worked and I did video stuff for a company. So
Yeah.
that's the end of that. But
Yeah.
it's just really funny. The pipeline, guys, follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
What once was a Mechanicsburg area community pool concessions clerk has now turned to a past CNN audio product intern. Anything is possible.
What started as a Spooky Nook Sports retail employee
literally.
turns into a state government employee.
You have to start
Follow
somewhere.
your dreams.
Speaking of state government, Just kidding.
What?
Speaking of CNN,
Okay.
and like really weird like niche stories. I was in the elevator this summer with my boss, and we were coming back from lunch. And, you know, like when we would see people that like he knew, he would introduce me just because it's like, you know, networking in the elevator, whatever. And it's the nice thing to do. And so we were in the elevator and he saw someone he knew and he introduced me. He was like, this is CNN Audio's intern, Georgea. And I was like, oh, like, hi, nice to meet you, to this guy. And I wanted to keep talking to know like who he was, what he did. And so like, I asked him, I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, what department are you in?
Yeah.
And
Fair
question. And he like looked at me in like a way, he like tilted his head and like looked at me and he said, digital. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it felt like there was something I was missing.
Yeah.
And I like looked at my boss and I was like, okay. And then we got out of the elevator and I was like, is that a journalist? Like my first, because I was like, God forbid it is a well-known CNN journalist that like I just don't know.
I feel like the only people you would realistically know are like Anderson Cooper and like the hosts that you see.
Right.
Unless you're like a mega CNN fan.
Right. And so I was like, okay, I think, and we got out of the elevator and I was like, was that a journalist? Like, who was that? Because I feel like I should know who that is. And my boss just like laughed and he was like, no, that was the head of CNN Digital.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh,
you should have been like, my friend Ruby would like a job with you.
he was like laughing though. It was just like, I was like, I could tell by the way that he looked at me that I had asked something that was just like, I don't know. And so he was like laughing about it. And I remember I went to my desk then and I Googled a picture. I said CNN head of digital. Right there he was. And I like show my boss. I was like, look, there he is.
That's him.
It was very, very humbling.
Working in the state capitol, I've run into a lot of people that I'm like, I should know who you are. And I know names, but I just don't know a lot of faces. But it's like cool. Like the other day, Joanna McClinton opened the door for me.
Right.
Who's just, you know, the PA speaker of the house and amazing. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you. I'm going to bow down to you. You're the queen. I also once saw a Mr. Doug Mastriano walking around the state capitol. And if you don't know, Doug Mastriano ran against Josh Shapiro for governor of Pennsylvania back in 2022, and I was very involved in that election. And it was so weird seeing the man that I put so much effort in to help beat in person, because I was like, I forgot that like you still have a job here even though you didn't win governor.
Right.
And I saw the bald head and I was actually starstruck.
Yeah.
I wasn't like excited, but I was low-key like, oh my God, like it's Doug Mastriano.
It's so weird when you see someone like through your phone so much or like on a poster and then you see them in real life. You're like, oh my God, you are real. You do breathe.
Yeah. Did I ever talk about how I met Peyton List on
the
show?
in Paris?
Florence.
Florence. Italy. Yes, from Jessie. She's on a show with Milo Manheim called School Spirits.
Oh, it's the ghost show?
It's the ghost
show. Why is he only in things relating to dead people? Zombies, ghosts, and Thanksgiving?
He's not dead in Thanksgiving.
But
Spoilers,
people die.
Maybe. He's not dead in Zombies.
He's a zombie.
Okay. My friend Andrew, he called me the one night. Him and his girlfriend Katie called me the one night. And they were like, we have a question for you. And I was like, okay. And he said, do you think that zombies promotes necrophilia, which is when you have relations with people who are dead?
People do
and
that?
I said, I actually don't want to answer this question and that's when he was like, we got into a thing because he was like,
are they dead?
No, they're not dead in Zombies.
It's like the weird leak from
the lime soda incident. And then he was like, so he's not a zombie. I was like, yes, he is. He was just turned into a zombie by lime soda.
Yeah, now that I think about it, zombies is just really unrealistic.
Yeah. Well, who was I telling? I think I was telling Aaron. about zombies.
Of course.
And she was like, I was like, Yeah, so like the whole lime soda incident in the beginning, and then they turned it on, and she like stopped me, and she was crying, and she said lime soda.
Yeah, like when you think that is stupid. That is silly.
And there's gonna be a fourth one.
Oh my god.
There's gonna be a fourth one, guys. I'm sorry. It'll pass.
It will it? Because this is like one of the longest hyperfixations you've had.
Someone told.
Besides,
that is
like,
not true.
no, but like this intense for this long.
Yeah.
It's been like since
It's been
summer.
a while, guys. It's been a while since we've had this. It's like Tom Holland. Tom Holland was
like
the
Tom
worst
Holland.
it's ever been, and it continues to be.
Speaking of like dead things, I thought that my apartment was haunted.
Your current apartment?
My current apartment. My old apartment definitely was haunted because
Mhm.
I would hear people walking above us all the time, and we were on the top floor. Yeah.
At the crossings?
No. At where I live now, but when I used to live with my mom and sister.
Oh, okay.
However, it was my first
However.
night. However big, however,
However
small.
small.
It was my first night sleeping in my apartment. And I was by myself in my place for the first time. And I was laying in bed, a little nervous, you know.
First sleep jitters.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I'm like reading my book and I see this like whitish like mist float by, and I was like, fuck no. You've got to be joking. And I like saw it again. It's just like in front of me. And I was like, I know that the woman who lived here before us did not die. She's moved to Florida. Like, it's not Pam. What the hell is going on? And I was so scared. I texted Jake. I was like, Jake, like, I literally think I just saw a ghost. And of course, I started getting cold because when people say there's a ghost, you get cold. And I was freaking out. And then I looked to my right and I realized I had turned on my humidifier and I had the AC on. And the AC was blowing the humidifier steam
You had me.
across me.
You had me.
I literally almost peed my pants. I was so scared. And then I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
You were so paranoid.
You've got to be kidding me. It's the humidifier
To be fair,
steam.
like, it was your first night in the house.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
was
you were alone.
I was alone.
That's a likely place for a ghost to be.
There's a lot of...
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's when it's your first night in a new home, ghosts like to mark their territory.
But
you've been here
it's
for a while, so any ghost that you have, you're friends with.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts? Clearly.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of ghost
because
stories.
my house I grew up in was haunted.
Okay.
So
I believe in
do.
Bigfoot.
You would.
You don't?
No, I mean, not really.
Okay.
What about Loch Ness Monster?
Haven't done enough research on it.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about.
I don't know
What about Santa?
Yes.
I believe in
I
him.
found a picture. My mom and I were going through photos this morning because she went scrapbooking, so she was showing off her work.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous.
You should go.
Oh, okay.
Her and my Aunt Gretchen go
Go where?
to Roxbury, Pennsylvania.
Is that like they scrapbook there?
Yeah. There's like a whole group of moms that scrapbook.
I'm joining.
You would fit in.
I'm joining.
But she was showing me her work, and there's this picture of me, and like Santa comes around on the fire trucks every Christmas. I don't know if that's like a worldwide thing. It should be.
It is in.
It happened in
areas with
Boston,
big
so I
fire
bet it
departments.
is.
It does in Kentucky.
So Santa comes around on the fire truck.
Yeah.
Half of the time, Santa is my brother or like someone else from the firehouse that I know. Well, it's Santa's helper.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew that as a kid. My dad would say like it's Santa's helper, like he works for Santa.
So you thought your brother worked for Santa growing up?
Well, it was before my brother did it.
Oh, okay.
I guess, yeah. Whatever.
I would have been like, wow.
My brother at the time was like in high school, so that would have been a pretty young Santa Claus.
I mean, look, maybe he got Botox.
But she showed me a picture that I drew on paper, and it said, "I love you, Santa." And I drew like Jack Frost. And like in the corner, it was like, "This is my wish." Like it was just like I drew it and I held it in the driveway.
It's Sally on Charlie Brown.
Yeah. He couldn't see it.
No.
I think I bet I gave it to Santa to give to the real Santa.
Yes, probably.
It was pretty awesome. But it said, "I love you,
epic.
Santa," and I like drew doodles.
That's really cute.
So yes, I believe
We
in
believe in
Santa.
Santa.
We believe.
You do strike me as a Bigfoot truther.
You're not?
I just don't.
What about the beef coon from iCarly?
Oh!
That was low-key the funniest episode
What about
ever.
Perry the platypus?
He's real.
I believe in him.
I believe in him in general. Like, he can
I just believe
he just
in
can
him.
do whatever he wants. Like, I really do. Like, I see
God,
that.
I love you, Perry. And I want to be him. And
You
we
wanna be a
obviously
secret
believe in
agent.
the groundhog.
Groundhog.
We need to talk about the groundhog.
Some of you are
guys
being
know-
very disrespectful.
You guys know that we are Punxsutawney Phil's biggest fans. We are Punxsutawney stans.
So much so that we forgot to mention it at
Yes.
the beginning of last
That's because we were
episode.
testing you all to see if you would notice.
Yeah.
A lot of people are giving Phil some hate.
Stop hating.
Stop.
Guys, do you ever think about the pressure that he is under?
Once a year, everybody relies on him for weather
Everyone.
predictions. Everybody in the world. And so what if he says spring and we get one more snowfall? So what? He said early spring, not immediate spring.
Right.
That's
Thank
the thing.
you. Thank
because
you.
spring does not start until March.
Yeah.
And so it'll probably start at the end of this week. Usually it's March 20th. It'll probably start on March 1st. That's early spring. He is right.
And then do you also think about his interpreter?
Yeah.
Maybe getting it wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't
The
understand, Phil?
handler.
Have some compassion, people. Oh,
Jeez.
it snows once and everyone goes, we hate
Phil,
the groundhog.
you liar.
He
No.
does his best. He is under stress. If he messes up, it doesn't matter. He probably gets it more right than the weatherman these
And
days.
his wife, Phyllis, threatening to leave him.
She wouldn't.
I can't.
So yeah, we believe in the groundhog.
Yeah.
We're believers.
We're
at the end of the day.
truthers. What are you going to do about it? And we're going to
If
stand
you
by him.
just believe. Just believe.
And on that note,
Our last
our
topic.
last topic, beliefs.
Beliefs. Okay.
Okay.
That is, yeah.
Because we were talking about what we believe in.
Oh, double B word episode from bike to beliefs.
From bike to belief.
I don't know that that's happened.
I don't think it has
We
happened.
haven't had a...
This is our first alliteration episode.
alliteration. That's the word.
Alliteration. I almost said automatopoeia.
35 episodes in and we're just now hitting that.
That's insane.
Well, guys,
From bike to beliefs.
another episode of Hyper Talkative has come and
Come
gone.
and gone. It truly just goes too fast sometimes.
You know, it won't be much longer until we can sit here on this couch.
Without fans bombarding us.
God.
Until we're one of the celebrities that people are meeting on the street and talking about on their podcast.
We're one of the celebrities that is being forced to deliver the weather every February 2nd.
And then gets hated on when they make one mistake. Not even a mistake. When people jump to conclusions.
What gets me, sorry, we just had to say one
we-
more thing. What gets me is everyone loves Phil. Oh, look at this edit of Phil. Oh, they love him on Groundhog's Day.
Until it
Every
snows.
other day of the year, they hate him.
Yeah. You can't just like him on February 2nd.
No.
That's
if you don't,
not okay.
If you don't love
like
him
at
his February
worst
2nd, you do
don't
not deserve him on his February
very
3rd. We were
No.
not on the same page.
If you don't love him every other day, then you don't deserve to love him on Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
if you don't love him
love
on
him on
February
February
3rd,
3rd, then
you
you
don't
don't
deserve
deserve
him
to love
at
him
his...
On February.
You know what
you
we're
know
trying
what we're
to
trying
say.
to say.
Ugh.
Phil, we'll have you on the podcast, episode 40. You heard it here first.
You congratulations, Punxsutawney Phil. You are the guest in
For
episode.
episode 4. I mean, look, I got the connections. I've met him. He knows my name. I didn't get invited this year,
He
but
seems like a yapper.
can you imagine if we...
It's just silence.
Hey, Phil, welcome to the show. Tell us a little about yourself. Well, on that note,
Thanks for listening
listening.
/ watching. Make sure you follow us on social media
Yes.
at Hyper Talkative Podcast on Instagram and TikTok,
TikTok?
at Hyper Talkative on Twitter /X. And we also have a link tree in all of our bios, which will
Yeah.
take you to all those social media sites, as well as our website,
And our playlists.
hypertalkativepodcast.com.
yep.
So connect with us. Get
like
to
us
know
on
us.
LinkedIn.
Thanks, guys.
And on that note, peace be with you.
And with you, Ruby.
Thank you.
Hyper Talkative Podcast is brought to you by us. Just us.
Unless you want to sponsor us. Wink, wink.
Hyper Talkative is recorded at the Candy Factory Co-working and Social Club in downtown Lancaster.
Our theme music was done by help from Johnny Jed Music, and the show is recorded, edited, and published by Georgea Hall and Ruby Murdoch.